Good evening, Freeholders. My name is Brandon Bernier. I'm born and raised in Roselle, New Jersey. I wanted to start with a quick story. I wish Freeholder Mirabella was here. When I was 11 years old, I attended something in Washington, D.C. called the Junior National Youth Leadership Conference in 2003. And when I got home, I got a letter from Freeholder Mirabella. It's still on my wall, actually. And he congratulated me, thanked me for taking a step to promote unity throughout America. Now, an 11-year-old, I went on a week-long trip. I think that was a bit lofty. But right now, what I'd like to say is I'm starting, hopefully, with Roselle and these folks behind me. I want to put some of these facts and figures in context a little bit for you. We've talked about this $43,000 median household income in Roselle. And a lot of people have come up to this mic in the past over the years to, get your approval on this project. They've said, why doesn't Roselle get the things that, Cranford, Kenilworth, Linden, Rahway, Elizabeth, why don't we get the things they have? Why don't we deserve the things they have? The median household income in Cranford is well over $100,000. It's not a matter of what we deserve, it's a matter of what we can afford. This project was presented 2011. The numbers we had on file then, the Census Bureau in 2010, the median household income in Roselle was around $58,000. In 5 years, we saw our income drop 25%. At some point, someone needs to step back and think, maybe we need to rethink this. When new figures are out, maybe we need to take those into account and realize, the actual impact this is going to have on people. Another figure that hasn't been mentioned tonight, 14.6% of people in Roselle are in poverty, legitimate poverty, not just, low incomes, but below the federal poverty line, 14.6% of people. $40 million of debt in Roselle the borough has already. Our cap is $48 million. If we only have $8 million left on our debt cap, the borough portion of this is $35 million on this bond. There's a reason the state puts a cap in place. Just because we're calling this a lease, it's essentially still going to be Roselle's debt. You said it yourself, Roselle is likely going to have to foot the bill for this no matter what. I get up every month, just last night at our council meeting, and I asked them for the numbers. What's going to be the cost to operate this? How are we moving forward with the project when my own council can't tell me a single estimate on what it's going to cost to operate this facility, what it's going to cost to insure the pool? That's an astronomical figure. There are plenty of community centers all across this county that they can go and get these figures from. Give me the numbers on what we're going to charge people to use these services. Cranford has a great example. They never come back with those numbers for me. They don't answer a single question that I ask. I apologize to you all that I wasn't here a year ago. I was still away at college, actually. But what I can say about a year ago when you actually approved the guarantee the first time is that you were hoodwinked. People got up to this microphone and they told you money was just being moved around and somehow we weren't going to have to pay these astronomical tax increases. They said we already lease space, Shim's Academy, St. Joe's. We pay about $600,000, the Board of Ed does, right now for those buildings. And they said we're just going to move this money over to pay this lease. Well, this lease is 2 to 3 times more than that. So we're not just moving money, we're moving money and then increasing it by astronomical figures. You were told we were taking our garbage in-house a year ago. We actually took it in-house in 2013. A year ago was 2 or 3 years after the fact when we were already on paper losing $500,000 to $600,000 in our DPW budget because we decided to take our garbage collection in-house rather than the company that was privately doing it in the past. If someone sat down and looked at those numbers, they knew we went from a DPW staff of about 15 to 60. Tons more money was being spent. And I have 2 things for you. You don't go out and buy a Cadillac when you get laid off. These numbers changed. And the other thing is your role in this project right now is the captain of the Titanic. But the Titanic didn't have to sink. The captain was given a report that said there are icebergs out there. And he said, let's go full steam ahead anyways. So, you have these numbers in front of you, and what I'm asking you to do is take a look at them and decide maybe we need to slow down. Because Roselle, our council, is not the leadership that we need right now. So we're asking you to be the captain of this project, to look at the iceberg report and say, hold on a minute. these numbers changed in the last few years. Thank you.
Thank you.